afternoon. Is it afternoon? Yeah, it's 12 o'clock even. I just came from the work site. I still have construction clothes under me, but here I am, and we are going to have a good 45 minutes together. We are going to go through a bit the same topics than we went last time, but we will have a couple of additions because I had questions in the WhatsApp and I think an email. I have to find out where they are. And I got a new idea because what is the problem recently when people are asking questions from me is that I get the same question quite often. And then if they are in a WhatsApp, I get them lost. They get buried under. And it's a bit, I can't say it's a broken system, but it takes a lot of time and it's hard to keep track. So I'm actually going to show what we're going to do. That will be an interesting project, and anybody can go and see stuff there anytime they want. You don't have to join the live streams. And if I have something useful on a live stream, which I can cut into smaller sections, I'll attach them there. But hey, we have two guys online. That's a good start. Let me find the chat from here and here. Okay. There was already our first message. Somehow my message comes twice when I'm using the streaming software, but I think that's okay. How are you today? How are you feeling? I can see that it's reads here CV reviews. Can I edit it? Okay. I'll just add it like here for in Finland. And let's see how many people will join us. There were 6 emails sent out. Sumudo is here. Hi, Sumudo. Nice to have you here. And hey, you can prepare some questions if you have, or tell me what is your biggest problem when finding work here in Finland, and I can actually answer directly to questions. And hi for Udayanga too. I'm really sorry again if I'm not doing well with the names, but hey, I'll show you straight away what we have been working with. I'm getting screen share. Just bear with me. I'm wondering, is it here? Yeah, here it is. Check this one. You took a part through a Trainify. I'm an independent teacher. I have my own site where I collect all kind of interesting stuff. And like said in the beginning of the last training, I'm also collecting hours and training for international certificates. So that's why I run my own site and I collect different courses there. And most of them are free. There's a link just to get those hours for me. But I'll show you where it will come. Here you can see Work in Finland. All the stuff related working will be gathered here. And then course catalog. This is a new uh, plugin I installed in WordPress. Still trying to figure out how to do it. And here, next to hygiene passport material, there will be a find a work in Finland masterclass, something like that. And there, every tip and part will be collected in one place because now they are around the page. Like here, if how it works, it will work the same way. Like here's a hygiene passport material. You just scroll down, and here's an enroll. And when it says free, it means that you can take the course without any payment attached. So they will be found from here. And if you click just work in Finland, here's the old site. I'm going to move on that place. Here I have a couple of previous streams. First, what about finding work in Finland? Then I had ATS system I'm going to explain today very quickly and so on. So this will be moved into that direction and that's about it. But hey, do you have any questions when I'll give you a brief summary about the Finnish work environment? What would you like to hear today? I'll take a Obsidian here. That's something I'm going to use. But hey, while I'm waiting, if you have questions, we will have those uh, after the very brief look to the job market, and actually not the job market, to finding the work part. And then I had a couple of questions. There were one about how to find construction work, what kind of places you can look for. So I will cover those two. I'll try to do as much as I can in 45 minutes. Okay, question. How to find a job? Let's start with that one. And having a screen share. Now I'm changing to be an app, and here it will come. Something like this. I'm changing the layout on the fly that we can have a better look and my face is not taking too much space. Now I'm just checking, will it fit on the screen? Around like that. But hey, let's start here. Let's clean this one. This one that I used the last time. It's a good one, but let's remove. And website relating electronic technicians. That one we can also look for. Good questions. And when you ask questions, I will pick a topics which will serve us well enough. Hey guys, can you see? Is it clear? Do I need to do something for the screen? But can you see what I have on the screen? But hey, now the main question. How to find work in Finland? Let me paint a picture at first. What is the moment at this this very current times, which are a bit challenging? Thing is that when companies publishes a online job, and not online job, a job in an online portal, and then people start to apply. Thing is that that point the company has gone through all processes, first checking their own network, checking their own database, asking around, and if nothing works, then they will publish the job online. And when it's published, everybody is applying for that available job. A bit history. A couple of years ago, McDonald's uh, had a couple of vacancies open, published the job application online, got 850 something applications for 4 places. And then last summer, small restaurant in Porvoo area published summer works available, got 4,500 applications. Later we'll come back to idea how on earth companies can sort that amount of applications. But idea was to show that how big competition there is. And let's see that what is the real picture of that competition. Here is practically visible part of jobs online. That's something you can see when you go to the portals, and 90% of the people are applying for the tip of the iceberg floating on a sea. And then same time, 80 to 90% of the jobs will go without anybody seeing them. They will go through networking, people contacting directly to companies, and then also filling companies' open applications in their websites. And when all those three things fails, then it's published. So to target your effort, you should always look under the sea, where is the least amount of the competition. But the main question in the earlier was that how do we find a work? So let's go through all the steps. I have here one, two, three, three main ones, and then networking on top of it. But let's start. We have a first job portals. Let me change that arrow a bit different that it's not confusing here. So first one is the job portals, but let's have a brief look how the job gets to the job portal. Uh, Actually, no. No, there was an ATS system. We will handle that next. So job portal, uh, it's something where everybody keeps applying. Competition is high. So should we ditch that idea? Of course, we shouldn't throw it away. It's still a valid source, and it will actually bring results if it's done right. And how I would do it, and how actually I have been doing it. Uh, Most of the job portals allows you to sign up to their service and create your profile. And after that, you start getting messages which would fit to your profile in your inbox. And then you just click it open, apply, and very small amount of the effort has been done. And that's how it should be. No point to go through lists every day and then just spend time there. You can burn your whole day going through every job portal, picking jobs, and mostly spending your time watching the vacancies which are not suitable for your background. So here was a magic word, automate. Just to refresh our memory, log in, create your profile, and then those applications starts dropping in your inbox. Then we are then we have another part. It's about staff leasing. Do you know what is a staff leasing? Have you heard about staff leasing before? That's our next step. But hey, if you have, I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you what's a staff leasing. Let's take a screen here. Uh, how do I put it? Let's copy here a couple of ones. Let's see, staff outsourcing. Okay, you have an idea. No need to open it up. So, staff leasing is a company who has their own clients. They make a deal with their client and then they rent out staff for that company. And then people are under the company's management, and staff leasing company is going to bill their client, and staff leasing pays your salary. That's the simple form. So it would be a good to sign up for every staffing company in your area. Check what kind of field they are operating, because some of them are concentrated on industrial workplaces plus construction, some is hospitality, then a couple of ones are supplying a lot of people to the groceries, seasonal work, and based on that information adjust your CV and cover letter to match that company, and then go through their system and sign up. You shouldn't leave it at that point. If you just sign up, go away, your papers will be buried under another papers, and it doesn't bring any results. So when you have sign up for a staffing company, in a week or two, if you don't hear anything, send them a reminder. Ask that, hey, I sent you papers. Would you like me to come for an interview? That you would get a better picture. And then it's good if you get the interview. If not, then you keep reminding them in maybe every month would be a good time. Every week would be a bit too intensive and it will start to annoy people. Idea is to keep those connections live and your name on top of their list. When I worked in a recruiting company, I could notice it very easily that people who actively contacted us, they were the ones which got hired. And then the guys, I checked the CVs, I filled them in the system. I never saw them after that, because only the active ones got the jobs, because they were straight away in your mind that, hey, I have a good guy here. I'm going to hire that one. So, staff company, staff leasing, and that one you keep alive. But then, what we have done now, we have actually created two passive ways to find work for us. Because first of all, job portal is sending us applications we can apply, and staffing company will offer us work when they have a need. So those will work without us, at least with minimum effort. Then it's time to get our hands dirty and we can actually start looking work by ourselves. And I have a question for you. Have you heard about company directories before? Are they something you are familiar? It's a website where you can search by area and field, and it will list all the companies which will match the criteria. That would be actually this one here. Stop trying to throw snow on it. Let's move it on the place. So, quick question was that, do you know about directories? If yes, I don't open up it too much, but if it's something new, I'm happy to show and explain. I can actually open it here very briefly while waiting. If you say that you have seen this, I will stop and then I will move on to next part. Changing the screen share. Shout if you have seen. Okay, answer gave not much. So I will show you. And then I will again change the screen type to fit more on the screen. So I'm gonna write this in a chat. The address is finder.fi, and um, this is a we have many. I can say that we have many portals which will list companies in Finland and give all the details. But finder.fi, I have found it to be one of the easiest to operate, and it's a pleasant page. Nothing bad to say about it. And best part is that it's completely free. So what we have here, we have a place we can put our search term, and then it will list everything what matches under it. So we had a construction work in a WhatsApp was asking that how to find construction work. And let's assume you can throw in the chat that what city you want. I'll pick, for example, Tampere. Tampere. And then we have a different kinds of search terms, and it should match some standard industrial field like construction, industrial, or then you can go into more details like painting. But thing is that these terms should be in Finnish. And otherwise the search doesn't work. And then most likely AI would come to your help. I'll check. Can I do something quickly? I'll show you that I'm trying Gemini. Can I get the reasonable list? I'm asking, can you create me a list of terms? Can't write today. List of terms to find construction companies from directory. If this works out, I will show you. And it gave me them in English. So okay, kind of worked out. I'll show you. Let's change the screen share to something else. Here is my Gemini. And check first. I asked list of terms to find construction companies from directory. Could be a bit better prompt. that was written in a hurry. But you can uh, create your own prompt. And then I asked it to be in Finnish. And here straight away, things which will work. Rakennusliike definitely will list companies. Urakointi, yeah, that would also. Urakointi is also good because it's like a contractor. They are working for another companies. It's usually something which requires a lot of labor. If we compare urakoitsija and not rakennusliike and urakointi, rakennusliike can be sometimes only for a management, that they are like group of engineers, and then they are hiring guys from field which is called urakointi in Finnish. And then this is a really good term, and then also this. Let's pick a first one. Let's see what kind of results it gives us. And we go back to here, there, and now we are in Tampere dot rakennusliike, and we hit enter. Let's see what kind of results we have. And here it is. It gives us how many companies? Let's scroll back. It gave us 712 companies. So it's a good pool. We can start for applying. And what is the best part with Finder and why I use it? Because you get their economical details, how they are doing in that same page. Like here, when we start browsing companies through, first is a BrickHeads. Now we need to remember that I have translated the site. Most likely it has translated the company names too. But here we can, for example, see that this company is from 400 to 1 million, 5 to 9 people working there. So it could be a potential place to apply. Still not a big company, but that's how companies are here. Here's also a one small company. Then it also tells that how many people are working there. And then we are getting a bit bigger ones. 10 to 20 million, 50 to 99 people working there. And these are something we can start to go through and see what they have something to offer for us. And the bigger the company is, the bigger the chances that they will also speak English there. And it wouldn't be a problem. And how do we go forward? We have found a company we want to apply. We will click it open. It will open a new page. And then you scroll down. You see email address. This is to the sales. You see address. We were looking from Tampere. Address is in Oulu, but they have marked their field that they'll also work in Tampere. And then under it, you will see turnover. Their turnover has dropped recently, and so has results, but they are still on a good profit. So good company to apply. Why not? So now we have confirmed that the candidate is a good one. What next? Should we write an email for them? Definitely no. We need to do a bit more background work. You can see that it's not just sending bulk emails in quantity. So we can go, actually that opens a new site. I'm just going to copy your link, paste it here, then I don't need to change screen share. And there we have their website. Quick look, do we have an English text here? We don't, but then we just translate it. Just give me a second and it's translated in English, like this. No need to be shy if company page is only in Finnish. Still worth of contacting. And then we start looking for, do we have a place to contact? Here, straight away. Come work for us. And then let's see what they are asking. Again, a small translation job. And then we go a bit down. And then we see they are looking carpenters, builders, foreman looks like twice, and they really need foremans, designers, project managers, and salespeople. But here, this is maybe something we would be trying to apply. And then let's see, what's the process? What should we do next? We scroll down using form below. So that's what we should be doing. And here we add name, location, occupation, and check attach CV or another attachment. That's the point time when you will attach your actual CV, and hey, please attach a cover letter there. In cover letter, how would you do? In CV, you're going to list the work experience which would fit to this company's um, services. And then in a cover letter, you would introduce yourself a bit better, and then also tell why your work experience fits the company's background and services they are offering. And that should bring nice results. I I have told this example too many times, but it's a it's a it's a good one. It brought a lot of not a lot of it brought fast results, because we had a guy who applied 400 jobs and didn't get any. It didn't bring any results. And then we checked the paperwork. The CV was a generic one. It had a bit filler words in it, and it didn't actually match any field what he was applying. And then we picked a one field. Like, you can pick construction. In that case, we picked the property service. We tuned the CV match the company services they had, like stairway cleaning, customer service, outside care, and property maintenance. He had a good background. And we listed job experience to fit company's services. And then we created a cover letter, and we told that why we would be a good pick for that company. Sent the applications out, actually sent to every company in that area. Couple of them answered to him. He went to interview, and in 2 weeks he had a job in a property maintenance company. Just trying to explain that how important it is to target your paperwork. That generic CV send out, it doesn't. It doesn't work. Let's go and see why it doesn't work. Now you got a good idea that how you can find companies. Use directories, for example. And by the way, let's go back to Finder. If you are wondering that how do I find those staffing companies we just talked about, you can write here again the city like Tampere. I'm wondering, was this the right term? Yes. 159 companies. Because this directory you can also look to find staffing companies which will work in area. And then you just click one. Let's go see StaffMax, what they are doing, just out of curiosity. Burning a bit time, but isn't this something interesting to go through? And staffing companies are good because they are in English. And then we can see what kind of work. For example, StaffMax would be really good for hospitality. Oh, and also bodyguarding. Why not? Yeah. But hey, let's go back to our Obsidian scribble board. I will share it with us. No, come on. There we are. There. It's a bit weird that every time I change something, it loses all the settings in this streaming software. But hopefully, it looks good for your on your side. So we just went through directories, and then this, let me almost like this. And here in directory, here's also one keyword. You can use Avoin Hakemus also in Google. Just pick a city, write a field, and then write Avoin Hakemus. And Google will actually list you all the companies which has a website and a place to leave application. One more trick in your sleeve. So then we are about networking because it was asked in our chat. Let me see. Uh, how to do networking. Network is something which doesn't come automatically, and it's not something what comes without effort. It always needs a bit of work. So when should we do networking when it comes to job searching? For example, where I do it when I contact directly to companies. I send them very friendly messages, just generally asking how are they doing, how does their future look like. So I'm in a polite, friendly way, like I would know them. Many people have even answered to me that like that haven't heard you from really long time because they thought that I knew them, but I just decided to write friendly, and that's how I opened the connection with them. And main thing is not to straight away spam them with CVs and paperwork. You always need to open the channel, and then you can come back to with your reply that hey, yeah, I was looking for a job opportunities, and can I send you my papers? And this is for the companies you can't send open application. Open application is a really good opener for you when you're contacting the companies. You can actually have a strategy that you first fill open application, then in a week or two, most likely the week is better, then you will come back to them and ask that, hey, um, did you read my application? Should I provide something more for you? And what do you generally think about? Because then it's not anymore cold calling or cold emailing. You already have something business with them, and most likely they will reply you. The chance is way better. And that's when you do networking. You have those connections and you keep them alive. Then all kind of construction shows, I have gone through those where the company scatters, you can showing their services. Then you just go and talk with the salespeople. You ask how are they doing, what kind of works they do, how many people are working in it, and then you can later come back to their HR or even CEO, depending on the company size, and just send email and say that hey, I was in a job, not job fair, some construction happening, whatever the name is, and I met your guys. Got a good impression of a company, talked with them. They said me to contact here, and I would like to come and introduce myself if you have something available. You need to forget all those barriers that can I contact somebody or should I go through somebody else? Because those barriers don't serve anybody. Just freely go and ask. The worst thing they can do is that they can say no, and that's it. So, what do we do when we get the no? Oh, we got a nice bridge to the next topic. Because I can say that when you go through the process, you will collect a lot of no answers. That's 100% sure. But no is actually really good because you have already got an answer from a company. You have a channel open. That no most likely means that no, we are not hiring you directly. But you know what? There are many other ways to be employed in Finland, and they are actually really popular ones. Let's see, do I have? Yeah, I have here. Here it is. Billing services. Now I have again a question for you. Do you know what is a billing service? Have you heard about it before? You can again throw an answer in a chat. It comes a bit delay to my direction. And if you know about it, I will stop again. If no, I will continue. So billing service is a company who basically does your paperwork. How does it work? You'll find a client, and for example, in this case, we went through directories. We found a company which said, no, we are not hiring anybody. You came back to them and asked that, hey, would you have anything short term available that if you can't hire me directly, I can also bill you. Less paperwork for those companies. Really good option. So company has said yes for that. So we have found our client and we start to work there. Before we start the working for a client, we will open an account in a billing service. And that's really fast process. You just basically log in, create your username, fill your details, fill your taxing details, and that's it. And then you start working, and then comes a moment that, hey, I need to send a bill out. Then you log in again to billing service, you fill the bill there, and that billing service will send paperwork to that client. And they will get the one simple bill with one payment. And they will pay that money to billing service company. Billing service company takes straight away all the taxes away from it and usually pays the money same day to your bank account. So you actually get the salary in your account through this system. It's a brilliant system and I have used it a lot. I might actually run, when would I do it? I could do billing services on Wednesday if people are interested to hear. Then I would have again a 45-minute window to spend time with you. So that's a good system. And what does the billing service cost to you? Usually something between 2 to 3%, depending on the company. And there are with the ones which asks 7, 8%, but that's way too high. 2 to 3% is a good average. And then usually when you have worked a long time with one service company, they will actually drop the rate that it will be somewhere between 1 and 2, which is actually very decent fee. Another thing, this is a good side notice when we use billing services. You need to remember that you don't have occupational health care, you don't have sick holidays, but you have insurance if something happens, so you are covered that way. So, what happens when we are missing sick holidays, all the security networks behind us? It comes in the form of bigger salary. You should price your hour more than you would get working directly for the company as you would be on their payroll. Example from the pricing, what we used in a staffing company. So why wouldn't you use it if another people are using? Let's assume that you have salary like, let's take an average salary 15 euros you would get if you would work directly for somebody, 15 euros an hour. So basically when you're using a billing service, you add all the services companies are not paying, you add it, and you can roughly multiply your hour salary with 1.9 to 2, and basically you would be getting around 30 euros an hour. And companies most likely are very happy to pay because it's a very decent pay. They have no other fees related to your work. Like example again from this category, really nice Irish guy came in Finland and was looking for a work. Contacted every company locally, didn't bring great results, but then he decided that, hey, I'll start offering my services through billing company. And those companies were willing to work with him. They were more happy to cooperate because it was really easy for them and no responsibilities or liabilities. And he got a lot of work. And now he has Toiminimi and works every day. So it's a one way to open your path here in Finland. And that's some area I would pick. Yeah, most likely. That would be a good one. So here's actually a one thing I want to show you. Then I will provide you access to Discord if you want to show up there. Discord is the place where we continue these talks. Now we have 40 something guys there, growing every week. It's a private server, and people from the courses or interested finding work in Finland are welcome there. There we network, you can ask me questions, and based on the questions, I create training material and these streams. But hey, I want to show you one thing about applying for a work. Why the steps we went just through, why they are so much better. So let's see the digital barrier between us and the work. This is in the case when company publishes application online. Here's our company. They have a need. They need a worker. Let's say worker. Let's put a worker here. Make it a bit different. So they need a worker, and they publishes it openly in a job portal. Now we have already created application, not application profile in a job portal. It's automated. We will get email that, hey, here's something you need to apply. We straight away take an action. We send them customized CV and cover letter. You would think that that paperwork would land on a person's table, not the table, actually on a computer, but mid-sized companies, a bit bigger companies, and practically almost every serious recruiting company uses system called ATS. ATS comes from the words applicant tracking system. It's a digital system which will read your paperwork and then uh, rate it, compare it to job description, and if it gets a high score, it's passed to HR, like here, and then it goes on a company's desk and they will consider you as a potential candidate. That's the ideal case. How many CVs I have seen would pass ATS checking? I would say 2 to 3 out of 100 would go through from the first time. Very often, I have got CVs which are created with Canva or Europass, and they are not ATS friendly. That one I can say. That's a separate topic. I can I can also talk about that and actually show that how the why they are not machine readable. But most of the CVs will score in ATS system less than 75%. And what happens then? You will get a thank you, but no message. Basically, very polite email saying that, hey, thank you for applying for the job. This time we didn't have anything for you, but maybe next time. And then that email will land in your email box. And very often, when we start getting those emails to us that, hey, not sorry at this time, we might get a bit dark in our head. We might think that, hey, why on earth this is not working? It's not working because it hit to this barrier here in the middle. And that's something we need to pass, that it will work out. Hey, I have yacked 45 minutes. I have a link for you. Let me check that. Can I start my Discord? My Discord is doing something weird. Let's try to kill it and open it again. Because I need a link from the Discord for you. Or I can email it for you too. Let's see. But hey, anyway, if you have any questions at this moment, I can take a couple of minutes and answer. Or then we can continue in a Discord, and there I can check your CVs, give you input, and together we are building a course where we collect all the information finding job in Finland. And same time, I get those important hours for my own certificates where I need in the teaching and creating in courses and all that kind of activity. Yeah, looks like my Discord is not opening today. So not today. I need to maybe restart a company or I have it running somewhere in the background. So I'm going to email the Discord link for you. And then if somebody else is looking for, I can put it in a video description. Some point I will take these live streams down, cut useful parts, but so far they will be there for a while. But hey, should we continue in Discord if we don't have any questions? How are we doing? Deep silence. To you guys online. But hey, then I'll say thank you for you. I'll attach the link in a video description. Send an email, and see you in a Discord. Yeah. Hey, thank you guys. Great audience. We had messages. We had a couple of guys online. I didn't have to send a record for the guys. Happy to have these little live streams with you. So I hope to contact you further information. And hey, I'm wondering, were you in the course how to network electrician? I'll say we can see in Discord. Okay, now I'll go. Thank you and bye. I will be sending the links out.